Number of viewers for WNBA games that Caitlin Clark is not in is like 3 to 4 million. When she's in the game, when it's her game playing, it's like 17 million.
Yeah. Well, I also look at the attendance in the arena.
Yes.
It's 8 to 10,000 everywhere else. Caitlin Clark, 17, 18,000.
The WNBA is obviously having a hard time carrying the semifinals and finals without Caitlin Clark, and it is very clear.
Growth of the game speaks for itself, but it's also in the numbers. Just look at the difference in All-Star votes compared to last year. Asia Wilson led with just under 100,000 votes, and this year Caitlin Clark is leading with a little over 700,000. What a difference a year makes.
Games played without Caitlin Clark are drawing much smaller audiences, and that is costing the WNBA in a big way. The league is now seeing just how strong the Caitlin Clark effect really is.
Caitlin's departure, do we think that these new WNBA fans are going to stick around for the rest of the playoffs? The Liberty Aces series might be one that draws some numbers. The disparity between 1.8 million and around 400,000 is wild, especially with football season being in full swing.
If the WNBA had managed things better and not allowed refs to go after her all season, maybe it would not be in this spot now. Fans are losing interest because the games simply do not feel the same without Caitlin Clark. Just look at this. Clark went out to play golf, and the turnout alone tells the story. It is not hard to think that if Caitlin were still in the playoffs, the WNBA would be reaching even higher levels right now.
All the women that have been calling for the equality, and now that there is the chance for them to start getting paid more because the exposure's up. Because it's her, you have people like, what's her name, Jamelia Hill or what? I can't stand her.
Yeah.
You got these women who are coming on here and they're saying it's because she's white.
Caitlin faced pressure all season. Fans, reporters, and analysts kept searching for ways to criticize her. But she stayed steady in interviews and during games. In a difficult situation, Caitlin took control of the league. She kept showing up and producing, while critics kept grabbing at any reason they could find to minimize a generational player.
I don't know if I'm going to put Caitlin Clark on the USA team. If we put Caitlin Clark on the roster, we're going to get tens or even hundreds of millions of fans to watch our game. And we sell out every game, even our exhibition game. Those things just don't matter. Women's basketball has never been about millions of people watching or selling out arenas. Come on now, give me some good reasons. Caitlin Clark just scored 30 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists in front of 20,000 people. And in that game, she tied the rookie record with 7 made three-pointers. I just don't see how those stats are important. I mean, she missed USA tryouts in April. Yeah, that's because she was playing for a college national championship. She couldn't do anything about that. That's not her fault. I'm just saying she could have been at USA tryouts if she actually took the team.
Before Caitlin Clark changed the WNBA, she had already taken over college basketball at Iowa. What she did in the NCAA was more than impressive. It reset the standard. With huge scoring games and long-range threes, Clark kept delivering moments that left fans, coaches, and commentators amazed.
But now that Caitlin Clark is out, and again, like I said, she brought a whole new fan base. And I'm not going to say it was one race or another or one type of person. I believe that all different types of people really started embracing Caitlin Clark. Female, male, black, white, young, old. Caitlin Clark is just a superstar. That's what happens when you have a star in a league.
When Caitlin entered the WNBA, she came in as a star, and it quickly became clear she was going to live up to it. Fans who followed her at Iowa wanted to see if her game would translate to the pros, and it absolutely did. Every time she stepped on the court, she proved the hype was real.
This season, they were the most watched team in the league. An average of viewership, 1.1 million viewers each game in the regular season. Other games listed this paled in comparison, drawing just about 394,000 viewers on average per game.
What truly made Caitlin different was not only the numbers. It was how much better she made the people around her. Plenty of players can score, but Clark kept creating openings others would not even see. Her vision made the game easier for her teammates, and her leadership helped guide the Fever to important wins during the year. Even as a rookie, she was often the player the team trusted most when the game got tight, and most of the time, she came through. It became clear that Caitlin Clark was not just a gifted young player. She was already one of the league's most important names. No one brought the same level of fan and media attention, and the WNBA quickly realized Clark had the power to become the face of the league.
Since Caitlyn has joined the WNBA, we've now earned enough money for every single team to fly private. So if we put her on the team, we're going to be able to fly private all the way to Paris and back. We have been fighting for private flights for so many years in women's basketball, but I mean, we can go back to commercial. That's something the league has been asking for so long. And now Caitlyn has literally given that to us. All right, I made my decision. Okay, good. So you're going to put her on the team. The world's going to be so excited. Caitlyn Clark has brought us millions of fans, hundreds of millions of dollars, and private flights. But at the end of the day, that's just not enough.
For most of the season, the Indiana Fever looked like a team building towards something real. With Clark out front, they felt like a group that could make a serious playoff run. Their fan base had grown massively over the year, and there was real belief that the Fever could make real noise in the postseason.
Hey, I'd just like to say congratulations to Caitlyn Clark, #1 player on the planet right now. Let's go ahead and do this game today. You got your hands full. You're probably nervous because it's senior day. It's the last one here, but this crowd's gonna carry you through. So just keep focused. I know as soon as you drop that first three, it's gonna be all over.
But the best-of-3 format in the opening round ended those hopes very quickly. The Fever got matched with the Connecticut Sun, a tough team with far more playoff experience. Indiana had enough talent to compete, but in a series that short, there was no space for errors. The best-of-3 format played a major role in their early exit, and Caitlyn's playoff run was over fast.
To the GM in Connecticut, and I said, Darius, let's go back to let's have one game in Indy. He said, there is no way I'm going to do anything to allow my team to get out of this arena. And I said, well, I don't blame you. I said, because we will have 19,000 people ready for you. He said, I don't want to go back to Indy. But our players deserve a chance to play at home.
Not getting a home game hurt Indiana badly. As mentioned earlier, the Fever had one of the most passionate fan bases in the WNBA, regularly filling arenas with nearly 20,000 people. That kind of home energy can shift a playoff series, especially for a young team like the Fever. In the end, they were eliminated, and Caitlyn Clark's rookie season ended suddenly and in frustrating fashion. The series felt like a missed chance, not just for Indiana, but for the WNBA as well. The league lost one of its biggest stars much too soon, and the rest of the playoffs were always going to feel that loss. The best-of-3 format in the first round has taken heavy criticism since the Fever were knocked out. For a league trying to grow its audience and increase viewership, it was a major lost opportunity to keep one of its brightest stars on the biggest stage.
In the 2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlyn Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means is if the WNBA were continued to grow at the rate it grew from 22 to 23, it would take until 2028 to do what Caitlyn Clark did this year.
The NBA, for example, uses a best-of-5 format in the first round. That gives teams more time to respond, recover from a poor game, and build tension across the series. The WNBA's shorter format does not give that same chance. A best-of-3 can end before it truly builds, and that is exactly what happened with the Fever. For a league still trying to claim a bigger place in sports, creating as many major moments as possible matters. In a longer series, Indiana may have had the chance to answer back, return home, play before its crowd, and keep the Caitlyn Clark story going a bit longer. Instead, the team was done in 2 games. And with that loss, a large part of the WNBA's playoff audience left too.
Things that this group accomplished that, a lot of people probably didn't think was possible, one, to start the season, and 2, after the start we had to the season. So, yeah, it'll definitely be probably a little weird for me over the course of the first couple weeks, and then I'm sure I'll get bored and pick up a basketball again, so.
The effect of Caitlyn Clark leaving the playoffs showed up right away in the ratings. During the regular season, the WNBA saw a clear jump in fan interest, and a lot of that was connected to Clark. She became the main reason many casual viewers started watching the league. But once the Fever were out, many of those viewers stopped watching. The numbers made that easy to see. Viewership dropped sharply after Clark's exit, and even major playoff games with stars like Aya Wilson and Breanna Stewart could not hold fan interest at the same level. A lot of people were tuning in for Caitlyn Clark, and once she was gone, much of that interest disappeared too.
Noise that I don't really listen to, honestly, because I'm in season. I have other things that we need to worry about than what other people have to say. I have a scout, I have 11 other minds on my team and in my locker room that we got to make sure that we're on the same mindset. So I really can't give you the best answer on that because I really don't pay any attention to it.
That ratings drop should be a clear warning for the WNBA. The league has always struggled to match the TV numbers and media attention of other major sports, and Clark gave it a badly needed boost. Her power to draw fans through her play and rising public profile changed the league in a major way. But with her no longer on the floor, the WNBA was again facing the reality of a much smaller audience.
Hey, I'd just like to say congratulations to Caitlin Clark, #1 player on the planet right now. Let's go ahead and do this game today. You got your hands full. You're probably nervous because it's senior day. It's the last one here, but this crowd's gonna carry you through. So just keep focused. I know as soon as you drop that first three, it's gonna be all over.
This drop in viewership is not just about losing one player. It is about losing the excitement Clark built all season. That momentum meant a lot for the WNBA. The league had been making progress, slowly growing its audience and earning more media attention. But the sudden loss of one of its brightest stars, followed by a steep fall in fan interest, showed just how delicate that progress still is.
I feel like after the break, I still don't think she's dominating, but she's a different player than she was in the first half of the season.
For much of the season, the media kept sending criticism Caitlin's way. But it was not until she was gone from the playoffs that both the media and the WNBA fully understood how strong the Caitlin Clark effect had become. When she played, ratings rose. Fans tuned in to watch her, and social media was filled with her highlights. When she was not on the court, the difference was impossible to ignore.
Caitlin Clark is box office. She is a star. But you've known they were coming for you when you were waving your hands in your face to mock Caitlin Clark when you were beating her for the national championship. And so you knew they were going to come for you. You had to know that.
The media quickly realized that Clark's absence had a huge impact on league viewership, and people began taking a more serious look at how important she had become to the WNBA's success. Her early playoff exit was clearly a major loss for the league. Yes, there were still plenty of stars left in the postseason, especially Aya Wilson. Wilson, a two-time MVP and one of the league's most dominant players, had the Las Vegas Aces back in the playoffs and chasing another championship. But even with Wilson's talent and leadership, she could not draw the same level of viewership and attention that Clark had created. That is not a shot at Wilson. She is still one of the best players in the world and deeply respected by WNBA fans. It simply shows how unique and powerful Clark's appeal had become.
At that point, some of us felt like maybe she hadn't proved it in the WNBA, but at this point, she certainly has.
Wilson has been one of the WNBA's biggest stars for years, and her playoff performances were excellent. Still, even with Wilson playing at an elite level, the excitement around the playoffs did not feel the same as it did when Clark was still part of it. That shows how differently stars connect with audiences. Wilson is clearly a star, but Clark had a rare ability to attract both hardcore basketball fans and casual viewers, bringing fresh energy and attention to the league in a way very few players ever have.
Hey guys, say, me and you, we were talking about this girl, Caitlin Clark. Oh, let me throw this out. By the way,
wasn't that anybody didn't think she was going to be successful or not play. It was just that we felt the other players in the W deserve shine as well.
One of the biggest parts of Caitlin Clark's story is that she chose to step away from basketball for a long break after her team's early playoff loss. After a long and demanding season filled with non-stop physical and mental pressure, Clark said she would be away from the game for more than 200 days. The break gives her time to rest, recover, and focus on herself. But it also raises bigger questions about what comes next for both Clark and the WNBA. For Clark, the time away is a chance to reset after what has clearly been one of the most intense periods of her life. Being pushed into that level of spotlight at such a young age can wear down any athlete. And for Clark, who has carried the pressure of being one of the league's biggest stars, the need for rest makes complete sense. Her decision to step away shows how heavy the demands can be on a professional athlete, especially one dealing with the kind of attention and pressure she has faced.
Basketball has really consumed my life for a year, so I feel like it'll be good for me to kind of reflect back on everything that's happened. Like, I feel like I didn't even have time to really reflect on my college career because it ended so fast. I feel like taking some time to myself and really enjoying that and reflecting back.
For the WNBA, though, Clark's absence is a major setback. The league had been riding the wave created by her performances, and with her gone for a long stretch, there is a real chance that momentum could slow down. The playoffs are the most important part of the season for any league, and without one of its biggest stars, the WNBA now has the difficult task of keeping fans engaged and holding on to the excitement Clark created.
They're fourth in betting odds on being MVP of the WNBA. These people are so disrespectful and so unknowledgeable and so stupid that it gives women's basketball a bad name.
Some people had her only 3rd or 4th in the betting odds for WNBA MVP, and that kind of talk was so disrespectful, so uninformed, and so foolish that it made women's basketball look bad. Clark's exit has shown how much the WNBA still depends on star players to drive viewership, and the league will need to widen its appeal if it wants to keep growing in the years ahead. The future cannot depend on one player alone. It has to come from the full level of talent and excitement the WNBA can offer its fans. Everyone knows Caitlin will be missed, and everyone is waiting to see her back on the court again. If you enjoyed this, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen.